Hi everyone, it's Mary with a passion for paper. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do some more crafting along with me, hopefully, in this beautiful, these both are these beautiful journals we started in the previous video featuring the beautiful images from Lorna at Tailor Made Designs. And I started this journal with you last time. I didn't know I was making a journal. I just had these beautiful Eternal Guardians images and set out with that as my inspiration. And then we were able to put these together with a great start. I love this image, and we made this in the previous video. So basically 2 inside pieces, and then we added some of these coffee and tea dyed papers, and I just want to continue on. So I brought a few more supplies to work with here. I have some more internal pages, some clusters, some coffee dyed fabric pieces, lace. I have these pretty acrylic paint with stencils, a couple of these pockets. I made this one with coffee dyed paper, and I do have a video that talks about how to make these with the whole tutorial, and some vintage French vocabulary cards, some of my coffee dyed index cards. I love these. I sell these in my Etsy shop, so I'll link that below. And then I have some French ephemera that I would like to add. And these are copies of ephemera that I have printed and coffee and tea dyed. So lots of fun things that we can work with to build up these journals. So I think the first thing I want to do is add one of these. I love these papers. I purchased them from Mauricita in Toulouse, France. She has sales going every so often. You can follow her on Instagram, and I will post her link below as well. And this is from an exercise book, and I loved that it was in a purple pen because I love the color purple. And I'm definitely going to put some of these in a purple journal, but I also love the paper these are written on. So the blank pieces are fabulous too. They just have all these lovely tiny little squares. And these, you can see the little rusted holes where they were taken out of their cahier. It's like a composition notebook in the States, we call these, but this is the second batch I bought from her. The first batch was with the math notes, so it was a little bit different. And this is a copy of one of the math notes, and just the beautiful script is amazing. Like, look at that, 1936, and then these wonderful math notes. And this background is slightly different. It has even tinier squares. So there are different types of these exercise books. And I don't recall the year on these, but I'm guessing it was probably sometime around there, 20s or 30s. Maybe I'll find it on one of the pages. But I think the script is so pretty. Anyway, so let's just move one of these into our Eternal Guardian journal as a page. And I love that they're already together as a page, so we can just put that in here. Let's take a look. And I have a whole assortment of coffee and tea dyed papers in here. We added this beautiful piano roll paper. go ahead and insert this right here. Okay, this I should tear off because this is going to throw off the width. I'm just going to get rid of this excess. This is from some packing paper that we put in as a page. And then I could either fold the sides in or take them off. So let's see what we're going to do here. Yeah, I don't want to do that. This would be too much blank. Could do something like this, like that. Go right out to the edge there. And then this one could come in here. Okay. And we just need to size the bottom and get these out of the way. And I'm just going to sorry, I'm just getting my head right in there. Just want to make sure it's straight as I'm ripping the paper. And that will be a wonderful, authentic, original scrap that I can use in a different journal. So I'll pop that right in here. Okay. Oh, that's cute how it's peeking out the side right there, like that. And I also wanted to put in something should go in between these two. They're too similar. I think a music sheet would be nice in here. Now I love this one because this is from a French music book, and beautiful patina, little grunginess here. So I think this would fit right in. And I think I'd like to tear off this top. So we'll do that first and then kind of get our size of the page. Some people have asked me for, you know, do I use a certain recipe of the tea and coffee, like how many scoops, how much water, all that type of thing. I just totally do each batch randomly, and then I see how it comes out, if I like it, or if I want to add more tea bags or add more coffee. And that way it just you get a variety of shades and colors every time. So that is my preference, to just keep changing it up every time. And I usually always have a batch going, so I do kind of just fit it right into my routine. And then once in a while in the summer, I'll do huge batches where, you know, I make specifically several at a time, and then I can dry them out in the sun if it's not a windy day. I much prefer that than trying to dry them in the oven or in the house if it's, you know, not as dry of weather. That takes some time. But the sun really works well for the ones that have the pattern. That's a good tip. Like these, beautiful pattern, just gorgeous. Drying that outside is going to make the pattern a little more vivid when the sun is bright and hot. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. I like these. I want to put this little cute pocket in somewhere too. This is from a book, Colette, and that's written by a French writer. I actually watched the movie Colette recently. It's kind of infuriating to watch. She was a great writer, but she kept having to, you know, her husband kept using her stories and publishing them under his name, and it was just starting to really annoy me, but that was the time period in which she lived. So anyway, I have read a few of her books, not all of them. This is from a book of short stories. So I'm just going to clip that in there and tuck a couple of items in there. This is a cute little collage, and I just have these French words that I really like, printing those out. So I'm going to just set that in there, and I have some vocabulary cards that are coffee and tea dyed in English, and I have some in French. And I am practicing my French. Merveilleux. Wonderful. So that's fun. I'm practicing my French on Duolingo, and that's really been rewarding and enjoyable. I wanted to tuck one other thing in there here, this lovely index card. I have a few things going on there. Oh, that's a beautiful page. Maybe I could do something with this. That's not going to go in there too well, but like that. And then I want to do something with some more of the images. Let's see where I put those. Here they are. Oh, and I love this stamp. So these beautiful Eternal Guardians are from Tailor Made Journals on Etsy, and they're just beautiful. There's a whole lot of them in this kit, so I highly recommend you check out her Etsy shop. And then I'm gonna put this in the journal, and I just stamped this today, but this beautiful stamp is from Lorna at Tailor Made Journals, and it is just gorgeous. I love it. So, so pretty. So I'm gonna just make that into a page, and we'll do that next. I just want to cut one more of these angels out. I think this one. And I love the coloring on these. They work so well with the neutrals, with the coffee and tea dyed papers, and some of the vintage papers that I have. I also want to add some vintage ledger paper that I purchased recently, and I also am selling the ledger papers in my Etsy shop. I ended up taking the whole ledger apart, and so that I could share some of the pages with you all. And so I have several folios in there, and then yeah, I'm not seeing where I put that cover, but I did purchase a second one. So here's the other one. Isn't this fun? It's so big, and it even says ledger on it. I just love that. This one I got from Jubilee Flea. So this is wonderful ledger, and I love they have the alphabet at the beginning, so you can have your little table of contents. The other ledger I purchased from Express Your Artsy Soul, Casey. That was my first vintage ledger. This one's a little newer. This is from the 50s. And you can tell the print is a little bit, the lines are a little bit stronger color. The other one I think was the 20s and 30s, late 20s, early 30s. But look at that. Just love it. I think these are so, so fun to work with. So I haven't taken this one apart yet. You have to just really dig in there and get those, you know, threads apart. So that is a project for another time. But very similar to the other ledger that I did completely take apart. This is so pretty. I might have to cut that down or look for a slightly larger, wider page. I love that there's different types of paper in here. This is kind of like that scribble pad, and it feels different. You can probably hear the sound of it is different. And then these are the normal papers, which is the 20-pound copy paper. And, oh, that looks kind of nice. The light behind it, I don't know if it's too dark, too big of a contrast. Might go better on this. I like it here. And then we'll see if I have some nice lace I could put behind it. See what's going on here. So for this, I was going to just try to pull it apart a bit with my seam ripper, because that way it's not so curved. I can lay it out a little flatter. And so I'll just rip that apart. Oh, I have to share with you, I got my order in from Jaizella at Lavish Laces. I came home from work yesterday and I saw it sitting there on the hall bureau and I was so excited. And I also got my birthday box from my sister. Talk about happy mail bonanza. It was a wonderful day. So I'm going to actually try to open the Lavish Laces package on a video so y'all can see what I got. And I would also like to share some of the beautiful things my sister sent me. She really outdid herself. There's such gorgeous pieces in there, some wonderful antiques. So I was very happy yesterday when I got home. So this, I think, would be fun to put behind it and just let it kind of dangle a little bit below the page so we can see it. Not too much, but just enough. And then I do want some French book page. This is really beautiful. Maybe we could put that, tuck it under here. And then be a little bit of the lace on top, or here. I'm getting too close to the crease. We have to still be able to fold it. So might need to do this on a wider page. Let me see how it would be here. Or, ooh, tempting, but I don't want to cover up all that beautiful vintage paper. Okay, I think I need one wider piece. And let's see if I can find that. So I've been organizing my studio, and so excited that I can come right here and look for some paper that would fit. I have my folders for booklets, and I'm just gonna browse through them quickly. These all look like very thin booklets. I'm looking for a wider piece of paper. This might work. That might work. Take out a couple of possibilities and see what we can do with them. Okay, so let's see. First, we'll try this one. And this is why I don't like to bind the journal right away. I like to have a lot of play in the journal before I bind it. So I have all of these possibilities. Now this is a little too wide, obviously, but I could take it to right about here. And that's what's so lovely about being able to just pop it in there and size it. You can see just how much you want to take off. So it's a little bit wider than the last piece I had. So I'm thinking this might work. Because we have to be able to still fold it up. So I don't want it going over the edge. Now, we pull this out just a tinge. You can see some writing there. And now I'm pretty happy with this. So I think that will be good. Okay. That in there, and then we're gonna I'm gonna take that to the sewing machine and sew it in, but let's do something in here. And I think that's gonna look nice here. Probably what I'll do is sew it. Ooh, no, I'm not gonna sew it because I don't want the threads to come on the cover. So why don't we actually just glue this down? And that way we can make a tag to go inside of it. So I'm just gonna glue, 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 and tuck a nice little tag in the side here. So I'm using art glitter glue. I'm just gonna run a thin bead on those three sides. I am going to cut these threads so they don't get in our way. And this is artist paper. It's a little bit thicker than normal copy paper. I love using it. It's like a mixed media paper, not quite as thick as most watercolor paper is. Okay, got that. So I'm just gonna press it down, and it's been coffee and tea dyed. And then I sewed some beautiful vintage French lace. This is some coffee dyed paper that I have a pattern on, and it's like a plastic lace tablecloth. And I do a lot of coffee dyeing with that. Some cheesecloth, and this is coffee dyed piece of a doily. So that's going to be nice. And then what I would like to do is just make something to fit right in there. And I have a little stack of these little pieces of artist paper that are all coffee dyed already. We can kind of size. This looks like it might go in there really nicely. I think that's going to be the ticket. So that was quick. And then we could put something on here. Let's see what I have around my desk. I have a lot of these little bits and bobs. This is cute. Might be hard to tuck in with all these things coming. Oh, maybe one of these ladies. That might be nice. Just tuck her in there. I think that would be fine. She's so delicate. I think this one's a little too big. Let's just see if she would fit in there without the other piece. Ooh. Now there's a possibility. I just think this might be too floppy. Could either glue that down and keep it more flat or use her for something else. I kind of like the floppiness, so I don't think I'll use that one. This is kind of fun. Let's see what I have here. I think this might be too big. Yep, not quite gonna fit. Put her back on this. What else do we have? Oh, there's a couple fun little things. This wouldn't really, it's not quite the right direction. This is gonna be too tall. This is kind of nice. If I put a little tab on it to grab it, we could pull that out. That's pretty. Ooh, this is nice too, and it might be a little taller. But it's, again, a little tricky to slide in and out. So out of these options, I'm liking this one and this one. See, this one is nice. It could tuck right in there, but I'm a little concerned about that. Ooh, how that would be. Did something like that. Then that would just go right in there, wouldn't it? Okay, I have an idea. I want to put her in a little pocket right here. So let's grab our little stack again and we'll make a little pocket here because I love this. This is a nice sturdy card that I glued these onto some chipboard that I got from some packaging. So I think we need a long enough piece that would cover. That looks like it would work. I'm just going to make a little pocket here and cut that side that I just tore off. And then we can put it right here and then we can pop this in. I feel like we need a little something on the front of this. So maybe just a tiny bit of lace, but it's got to be really flat because it's going to be tucked into this journal. So let me see if I have some flatter piece that I could put there. This one's nice. This one's nice and flat. If I glue it down well, I think that might work. Okay, so just go ahead and give that a snipperoo. And glue this down. Make the front of our pocket nice and pretty. It's just so fun to have these inspirations hit you. That's why I love working with all of these beautiful images and laces and papers. You just don't know even what you're going to do, but once you get started, it gets exciting because you get all these ideas. It's like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. And I'm just going to put this on here, but I'm going to grab my glue book, my fancy glue book here in case I get glue. I'm just kind of tapping it down. And the good thing is this glue sticks really well and it dries clear. So that's going to be great. It's really beautiful lace. And then we'll pop that right in the front. And do our 3 sides. There we go. Oh. I didn't measure that quite right. We'll have to do this one a little differently here. Okay, so we're gonna put some glue here because it just was a tiny bit too big. And put this back underneath it in case it oozes out just a tinge. There we go. So, how do you guys feel about the Christmas stuff starting? I know I'm just loving it, but I'm sure there's some people that are like, oh, it's too soon. So just to give you, that came out really cute. I love it. Just to give you an idea. This is something I've already started working on. I love it. This is a beautiful Christmas image from Rach and Bella Crafts. And I am going to definitely be working in this a lot more, but just so excited to have started this and I love it. So yes, I have started working with Christmas. And so I'm gonna plan some really fun things to make with Christmas. I haven't even gotten out my Christmas box that I keep full of crafting supplies, and I only bring it out, you know, once a year to make my Christmas stuff. And I haven't brought that out yet, but obviously I've been printing new Christmas digitals. I'm going to let this dry first and then we're going to just tuck it in there. But I think that's going to be so pretty. So let me see how we're doing on time. Okay, maybe we'll stop there. I'll just show you some of the other things in case you missed the previous video. I have nice little assortment of papers in here, and I will be adding some more. And I'm just really excited to continue working on this. And thank you again, Lorna at Tailor Made Journals, for inspiring me with these gorgeous Eternal Guardians images. That's what inspired this whole journal. And I'm sure I'll be adding more to the cover and more to these beautiful pages. Just going to give us a little peek through here. beautiful creamy vintage music sheet. And so lots of more places for putting some more of these gorgeous angel images. I think this lighter background is going to go really nice here. Let me just cut this out and put it in that place. Oop, have the little end of that. So this is from the kit, Eternal Guardians, Lorna at Tailor Made Journals. And I really am enjoying these beautiful images. I did have one previous video where I started this journal, and it just came to me while I was looking at these beautiful images and trying to decide what to do with them. And so now we have both of these lovely little journals. I'm gonna set that in here. This, we did a couple pages in here. And I will come back again soon to do a few more pages and pieces of ephemera to put into these beauties. Maybe we'll adapt one of these. I'm working on some scrappy notepads, so we might add something to these and get some of those added in. All right, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.